And that is why you think afresh. Then letter E stands for exercise. 2 Timothy chapter 2 makes us to understand that exercise profited the body what? Little. And I look at a lot of us when the choir was singing. Some people are just sitting down on their chairs. Some are shaking their body. But do you actually know the best exercise for you as a Christian is to dance? When you dance, number one, you are losing weight. Number two, your brain is working with your leg and every organ of your body are working at the same time to appreciate your maker. But to some of us don't even come to church when the choir are singing. Because I don't want people to know that I can dance now. But you actually know that is the best exercise for Christians. After dancing, it is in the presence of God that you can dance anyhow. I'm not of the opinion that there are some dances that you cannot dance in the house of God. Brethren, God is my creator, and I can worship him anyhow. The Bible made us to understand that King David was a king, and he put off his clothes. And you know, the theologian, they said, by King David has a pot belly. And you know, when people that have pot belly are dancing, you know how their pot belly will be? And the king and the queen said, Father, King, what happened to you? You are dancing like a madman. And you know what he said? I think King David is from Ibadan. He said, your father, I'm praising the God that removed your father and put me instead. Oh no, Losile. Because his father failed to bless God. And the Bible made us to understand, body that is praising God, they will cut it off. There is no how that your eyes that is praising God will go blind. And I have someone on a weak chair sitting beside me. And they are praising God, and I was like, you have been unemployed for good 6 years. Even after your master, there is no employment and the likes. I was just praising God. And I saw this man, crippled hand and leg, and ingrate. After dancing, the next exercise is swimming. How many of us have swum before? When you get home after swimming, your body will be doing what? Even in your dream, you will be swimming. Because your joints will be paining you. Because that is what the body is meant to. When you exercise, there's no how you'll be exercising and you'll be obese. You'll be as if you are exercising and you are swimming. You will not float on water, you will sink. So for you to be swimming, that means your weight is still ideal. Then I will round up with the diet, which is the D, and which will be our main topic. Diets. A question was raised in the first section that said about nutritious diet. And I made a mention of adequate diet and nutrition. And out of nutritious diet, I will tell us different types of nutritious diet. That high protein diets, we have flu diets. Some of us might see some people that they pass tube. And they are asking them, what are you eating? They will tell you, I'm eating amala and ewedu. Through tube. And pastor asked us to praise God, and we are looking at somehow. How do we prepare this fluid? After preparing the amala and ewedu, we will now turn it to grinder. You will now blend it. And after blending, they will now use syringe to pass it to the person that wants to eat. But here we are eating amala. We are eating eba. After that flu diet, we have what we call very high protein, in which I don't tell everybody can eat that. That is the kind of food that they are showing for us. Very high protein. When you have your bokoto with your kind of food, is not everyday food. Because the very high protein food can land you somewhere you don't want. Because it's high October 24. And they're like, since the day she was delivered 2 years ago, she has not come back to hospital. How come? What happened? I said, because she's exclusively breastfed. And how will it be, as a dietitian, your child is being rushed to hospital every day, every now and then, because of some infection or the other? Number one reason why we advocate for breastfeeding is established bond between the mother. Child will look at your face and say, Mommy, you are bad. Because there is a strong bond. And that is why God pity we, the father. The child will look at you and will just slap you and say, Daddy, how are you? But he cannot dare so to his mom, to her mom, because there's still strong bond. Number two, he improved the immunity. Immunity of the child is strong. Number three, rapid growth. Number four, brain development. And that is why exclusive breastfed child are always the best. I do ask the Pig Milk. I have the opportunity to know the child they use for the advertisements. And I asked one of their country rep, Mr. Dotsun Owolabi, and I said, the child in which you people are using, if the mother did not rightly breastfeed the child, will you be using the child? He said, what do you mean? Because actually the child has good academic reports. And that is why they can use him as the ambassador. The brain is sharp. He has what we call DHA. And that is what a lot of those of us that are selling baby milk. That is what they are selling. DHA. This one will come. DHA. This one, DHA. But you know the natural DHA is in the breast. Your breast is for your baby. For the first 2 years, our father, let it out. Rent it out for the baby. Neglect it. Don't fight with it. Because that is actually what the child needs. And after 2 years, you can take it back. That is what the child actually needs. It increases the immunity, the brain of the child. If the child has good brain and is coming out with good academic excellence, it's not the name of the mother that is bearing. It's your name. And to the female, it's not for fashion. It's to bless the seed that God has given you. You have some people that will tell you, I want my figure. I want my shape. What happens to your shape when your child is getting failure or getting failed in a class? Disfigure yourself for your future to be figured out. Then we go to after 2 years. You start breastfeeding, you stop breastfeeding. What do you actually give the baby? Indomie. I may mention, sorry for using, noodles. What do you actually get? In their lunch bag, have your orange. Have your apple, slice it. Watermelon, put it in the lunch bag. It's not every day that you put food in the lunch bag. Thank God for some private school now that they do fruits on Wednesday. Fruits day. But Wednesday is not only for fruits. It should be every day. When your child is going to school with their food, put fruits in the lunch bag also. And they eat 6 to 8 times in a day. Why do they eat 6 to 8 times? Because the size of their hand is the size of their stomach. And that is why you breastfed when the baby requested for it, not when you desire. Because as small as the hand of the baby is, that is the size of the stomach. So when the baby finishes what is in the stomach, the baby will surely request for something else. And after feeding, what do you feed them? I don't want to go far. We know what we do feed them. But do you know what you feed them is what they will become? If what you are giving them is gari and epa, what they will become is gari and epa. And if what you are not giving them is a more kuli that we call ria basha. How many of us know kuli that we call ria basha? Wow, so sorry. They will have pot belly, big head, fluffy hair, and the leg will be tiny. Because go to adulthood, adolescency. What you give the adult, your adolescence, if you consume more of glucose, you consume more of soft drink, be rest and understand. He said, when you look at, tell a righteous man, your future is what? It shall be well with you. And tell a unrighteous man that it shall not be what? It shall not be well with you. How do you know it shall be well with a righteous man? Because he's righteous. And how do you know it will not be right with unrighteous man? Because he's unrighteous. So likely with our diets. It's garbage in, garbage out. Whatsoever you consume is what you become. Early in the morning, you wake up, forget about breakfast. You are just going. Gala, donuts, meat pie, sausage, and you sit with sobo, cold sobo. Only what you are taking is sobo. Other things, junks. Do you actually know our sobo is better than our soft drink? Our kunu is better than our soft drink. But our tiger nuts, how many of us like them? It's not easily. It's not available. It's not choosed. But do you actually know those things that are Asia or ancients are something still living? Such things don't last long. But ancient things last forever. The word of God, they say, is ancient and is still alive. Who knows when they invested our kono and is still doing wonderful things? Our sobo, when you are tired, just get a sobo that is chilled and drink it and see what will happen to you. You will sleep off. And it doesn't have any hazard effect to your health. But when you are tired and you take any of the soft drink, you will sweat out and you will sleep off. But let me check your glucose level. Your glucose level will be high. What do you consume? The foundation of your future is your beginning. We talk of your fruits and vegetables. We talk of your adequate diet. We talk of your strength food that gives strength. Early in the morning, I made mention of how many of us eat efo abalaye, popo, gure, ajefawo, igba. How many of us, when last do we take igba or gbagba? Do we even know the vegetable they call gbagba? But do you actually know these are the vegetables that God actually gave us? Whatsoever you eat is what will become of you. Consume food that are rich in beans, grains, enough of processed food. Apologies to those that work in their own industry. Consume less of processed foods. What are the processed foods? Your cans, your packed foods. We go as much as possible natural. If you want to have your five alive, take your cucumber, your orange, your apple, your watermelon, pour inside your blender if you don't have fruit extractor. Blend everything together. That is your five alive. What five alive means is 5 fruits that is living. But I doubt if theirs is living. Because chemical has been added. I think one of the products said is natural or 100% natural. But if what they put inside is 100% natural, what about the cage? The plastic, the nylon, the aluminum foil inside, is it still natural? And it will stay there for like 6 months. Will you not be interacting and be releasing chemical inside it? Is it still natural? I did not say no. You are the one that said no. Trim off visible fats. from whatsoever you are eating. Don't eat anything that has fats. From age 30 above, stop frying your food. Now in China, Channel TV, when after the news, they do advertise some things. I don't know the name. They will say 100 and something thousand naira. Hot air fryer. All this is good. But I do tell people, what about the radiation? What about the what? Radiation. Easy life is good. But if you have an easy life, you won't live longer. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. Have you ever seen all these Hausa that help us to dig wells, suck away, that's gone out with hypertension or diabetes? Have you seen them before? Coming out with hypertension or diabetes. And after giving them food, they will still ask for extra salt. Abi? To their food. They will ask you to put extra salt in their food. And they will still walk. Why? They sweat it out. But a lot of us, after eating our food, our car AC, office AC, house AC, toilet AC. When are you going to sweat out? But do you actually know this sweating out helps us to release the excess sodium in our body system? Have you ever seen Yalata that sells pepper outside having high blood pressure? If they have, maybe 2% out of 100%. But what are the level of people that are having all these non-communicable diseases? Because we want an easy life. Not that life being easy is not, or you can have easy life, but how do you spend your easy life? I have one of our pastors, the Intercontinental Youth Pastor in Redeem. He's a good man. He's well, Obonge. But you ask the man, if he's traveling from Ibadan to Port Harcourt or Ibadan to Redemption Camp, this man will not use AC. And one day I asked him, he said, Anu, I have the money to eat whatsoever I have to eat. But this fresh air is better than my money. Because the fresh air has nothing that's actually contaminated it. He said, I breathe in. But when I'm in AC, the same air everybody inside my car, it's the same air we are breathing in and breathing out. And even if my driver has some ailments that has to do with air, and he's breathing in the AC, he's also releasing, I'm also breathing and releasing out. And my family will now be saying, Daddy, they look where, Mujutarayi. Wow, time has gone. What do you consume? Low salts. I do tell people, as you clock the age of 30, reduce the quantity of the salt that you eat. Reduce what? The quantity of salt that you consume. Because nobody knows, even if it's your great-grandfather have hypertension, but because of the lifestyle of your parents, they don't have it. But now, because you are born in affluence, you have the money, you have this, you make life easier for you. An apology to our female that don't know how to cook. Because actually, these are the people that this kind of disease affects much. They are the one that I do tell people I expect my wife to live more than me. Because she's the one taking care of her daughter. You are the one that needs to live longer. But when all your life is on fresh food, fast food, you are fast forwarding your life. And anyone that takes shortcut, cut his or her life short. By the time you take our locally available food, you are giving yourself long life and prosperity. Book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 29 says, God has given unto us fruit bearing seed and herbs. When you have, the time you have anemia, forget about blood tonic. Just tell them, give me okra. an apple, and I will come back for the test after 3 weeks. After the creation of man. What God created before creating man is our fruits and our vegetables. It's our animals. He handed them over to Adam. He said, Adam, I'm adding this thing to them. Name them and have dominion on them. After having dominion on them, why is not telling me? Someone asked, can we eat anta? I was like, so sweet, oh. Even crocodile. It's good. A lot of ailments that we manage that actually your food can manage. You have osteoporosis. You have arthritis. We're telling you that the joint is weak and you need calcium. And they are selling you calcium supplements. Whereas you have calcium in your house. Have you ever seen Aaron that eats the shaft of our ogi? They ask kurukusa. Aaron to Jerry, Tony kurukusa. No. Because the nutrients of the pap is in the area. But I and you, what do we consume? Pap. And that is why the advice of when you want to make your pap, use your sieve that we use in sieving our elubo, or you use, after telling them to grind it good, make it like that and make it on the fire. Though it will not be smooth, but you have your nutrients compact, untouched. And that is why I said anything that is nutritious is not fine. And that is why female, I do tell my wife, I said, when you see a female outside that is look fine, forget there is nothing inside. Because it is so, that is my own speciality. Nutrient that is fine will not be fine outside. And mommy look at me. Yes, now. Praise the Lord. But when you have a female that knows how to prepare amala, that knows how to prepare vegetable, you will live long with that kind of female than the female that will say, honey, please, when you are coming, enter bite more. Because bite more, you will bite more when you are eating bite more. The right food is what you have locally in your house. I made mention of our eggshell in the morning. It's rich in calcium. If you have your eggshell and you blend it with your ogi or elubo, and you make your amala, the money, the 7,000 naira you use in buying calcium supplements, you will divert it to something else, and you have your calcium. Likewise, your pap, your wheat is rich in nutrients. Your vegetables. Like what my professor Timon will say a poor man mentality. Eat like a king and not like a pauper. A king, when we see king eat, they will only have small portion of that solid food, more of vegetable, fruits, and a little fish. Because they know they will eat something else in the next 3-4 hours. But we should change our mentality about diets. Who knows when I'm going to eat another food? That is why, okay, this one that I see, let me finish. And when you are eating this food, let it be nutritious, adequacy, quality, and what? Safe. I think I've talked more about the safety of our food. When I'm talking about when you bite more, you bite more. And a lot of food poison kills a lot. Food poison. You will not know, you just say you have diarrhea. And by the time they will check your body system, it's poison. They say they are flushing your body system. Before they flush it, who knows what will have happened? Adequacy, let there be variety. Stop eating. You can prepare your solid unripe plantain. I don't advocate for dry unripe plantain. Take your plantain, the fresh one, put it in your blender, blend. Your tuwo, you put your what's it called? Your cassava flour in it, and you our normal flour that we use in preparing cake. Mix it together, and you turn it. It has turned to your semo. Why using your money to buy all these things? And with that, you have variety. You have your maize, you have your what? You have your cassava in it, you have your wheat. You are eating three things inside your elubo, or what we call semo, with very vegetables, with other things. Then I will talk of water. How many times do we take water in a day? Nothing less than 4 to 5 liters of water is expected to be taken in a day. How do you take it? When you wake up in the morning, sachet of pure water is 50 cl. That is half a liter. When you have your breakfast, take another 50 cl. That is 1 liter. Abi? During the day, around 10, 11, take another 50 cl. That is 1.5 liter. After your dinner, take another one. That is 2 liters. Before the day, how will I be taking much water? But you can actually take it. Water replenishes our body system. And that's why whenever you take water, you feel refreshed. And water walks through our body organs. It purges us. There's no how you'll be taking extra that you have kidney problem. Because you have kidney problem, because our kidney is not functioning well, and the toxic is living much in our body system. But when you take much water, the water flushes the kidney out. Forget about you urinating much. It's better you urinate much than for you to be going for dialysis. And those that don't go for dialysis, you can ask them the cost of a dialysis. And if you now see KD, chronic kidney disease, what you just grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. When you get to grade 4, just be telling your member to be praying to God that God should take your soul. And not eat the right food. For it's you not to spend much